But I know the fans will stick by him because they do. Anyone who seems to wear the shirt, they'll stick by him as long as you're giving 100%.
Hi, I'm joined by Peter Crouch, former Liverpool striker. Peter, how you doing, mate? You good?
Yeah, I'm all good. Yeah, all good. Thanks.
Appreciate you joining me, really too.
Yeah.
We're here ahead of Dortmund, Real Madrid, obviously on TNT Sports, Champions League final, showpiece event, European royalty, and an underdog story a little bit in Dortmund. What are we thinking about it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, obviously I watched Dortmund quite a bit. Obviously throughout the Champions League, obviously Newcastle's group, we've done a lot of the games, and their run to the final was quite. I don't think anyone expects them to get to the final, so it is an underdog story against Real Madrid, who you imagine will get the job done because they always seem to. So no matter what, listen, I think everyone expects Real Madrid to get it done, but Dortmund are a good side.
Yeah, they are, absolutely, yeah, and that underdog thing can be a factor in all this as well. I mean, you mentioned Real Madrid getting the job done there. Unfortunately, too often that's over Liverpool, that's at the expense of the Reds, and obviously there's a Jurgen Klopp factor involved in Dortmund as well. So heart-wise, head-wise, how are you feeling?
Yeah, well, I feel like all the Reds, like you say, will probably be supporting Dortmund, right? And hopefully Jurgen's here, and
I believe he will be.
Yeah, so I mean that'd be great.
Yeah.
And listen, I think we all as fans, being not one side or the other, most people would be supporting Dortmund because it's the underdog, like you say, the underdog story, and Real Madrid just seem to just get things done, don't they?
Yeah, they absolutely do. Yeah, bring us round to Liverpool if I can, mate. Darwin Nunez will kick off there. I mean, very much spoken about, I think it's fair to say. Some criticism, some positive news around him. Can you understand why he is so sort of brought into question? Do you get it? I mean, you're a former striker, you know what it's like to play up front for Liverpool and the pressure that brings. Can you sympathise with him a little bit, I guess?
Yeah, I do sympathise with him. I think he's unlucky at times, but then he can be frustrating at times as well. Like when quite often I see coming up some of the runs he makes, and he's offside, and it's like he's infuriating. You find yourself shouting at the telly. But when I was saying about when he first joined, and he did miss chances and things like that. Listen, I had a difficult spell when I first joined at Liverpool, but I know that kind of the fans, as long as they see him working hard and as he has done, getting his head down, doing well for the team, then they'll always support him like they did for me. And I managed to turn that around. I'm not saying he's done well goal wise, but he does seem to need more chances than other strikers. So he does divide opinion, but I know the fans will stick by him because they do. Anyone who seems to wear the shirt, they'll stick by him as long as you're giving 100%.
Yeah, absolutely, 100% agree with you there. I was at the game where you broke your drought. That deflected goal.
Man, I was I was the third last person to touch it. But listen, go ahead. It's in the record books now.
Yeah, it comes off your arse one of them ones, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, just on Darwin then, really, again, polarised opinion, divides people's sort of thoughts on him. Stick with him because the player there, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a player there, 100%. Yeah, and I think I do like watching him. I remember being at the Brentford game, and when he flicked it over the goalkeeper, he'd gone through, but then he's tried that again. I'm like, it's not a percentage finish. When it comes off, it's unbelievable. But you could just slot that, I mean? And I think that's sometimes his problem. It's like, I think just do the things with the percentages, just get it in the back of the net, hit the target, and he can be frustrating. But I do think there's a player in there, and you might need to bring another player in as well, and that might help him. But competition for places is good. I don't think you can hang your hat on him just yet if you want to be in the Champions League. And that's I've got to be honest there.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And I think the Erling Haaland arrival sort of at the same time as him has made him look ever so slightly worse as well in terms of the numbers and stuff like that. And somebody who never looks bad in the numbers column is Mohamed Salah. Coming into the final year of his contract now at Liverpool, I mean, is there even a conversation around him, or is it just you have to keep sticking with Mo Salah because it's Mo Salah?
Yeah, I don't know. No, I think there's a conversation around him. Obviously, with what happened with Jurgen Klopp at the end there, I think that was, it was it left a bit of a bitter taste in it. There was a bit of a clash at the end of the season. I was at the West Ham game. Yeah. But listen, he will eventually move on, and I don't know whether that's this summer, but obviously I think you'd love to keep him. But there were certain parts of the game last year that you felt he wasn't quite himself, was he? And maybe that was too many games, or perhaps has he stayed too long? But whatever he does and whatever he decides to do, he'll always be a legend because of what he's done for the club.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. His name's written in folklore already. There's no two ways about that. I wanted to ask you a bit more of a question about your playing career now. You obviously played with some very, very good Liverpool players and some players beyond that as well. Who's the best passer you ever played with? Like Zabi, Stevie, and obviously I wanted to sort of bring Trent into the conversation as well because he's up there, isn't he?
Oh, he is. I never played with Trent, but when I look at him play, say now, I'm like, I wish I had the chance. And Robbo as well, to be fair. Like, they're just two players like down the right and left that I'd love to just get in the box and just, delivery's fantastic. I mean, he's a beautiful passer of the ball.
Yeah.
But the things with Xavi, like Xavi Alonso was an amazing passer, right and left foot. But I still think Stevie was better. I think, just because he could do everything, Stevie, it was like, well, give Xavi the passing one. But Stevie was the best passer of the ball I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And Xavi was probably second to that. But yeah, Stevie by far, he put the ball on someone's toe from anywhere.
Okay, sound, yeah. Bringing it back to Champions League then. In terms of Champions League comebacks, obviously Liverpool are famous for a few of them. In your opinion, which one's the best, Barcelona or Istanbul?
Oh my God. I just think because it's the final, I think Istanbul just pips that. But I think that Barcelona team was unbeatable, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, my wife's dad obviously been to every European Cup final that Liverpool have ever been in. He was like, he had a ticket, didn't go because he was like, it's done. Like that is the kind of game where you just like, I don't know how they've come back from that Barcelona game, but I think at least they had 90 minutes in that one. With Istanbul, you had 45 against the team that is, with the pressure of the final, with the people of the crowd, the faces, and how they turned that around. I think that was the best.
Yeah, hard to argue with that, mate. To be honest with you. Just finally then, ahead of the weekend, obviously Dortmund, Real Madrid. Prediction from you?
I just can't see past Real Madrid. Without being disrespectful to Real Madrid, I'd love Dortmund to do it, just because, like you say, the underdog. It'd be great if they just managed to do it, but can't see past Real Madrid winning 2-1.
Yeah, fair. That's twice we've had 2-1. Happy days, Peter. Top man. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thanks for having us, mate. Cheers.